Taurus, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for joining this community. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you come in and check out, hit that thumbnail. If you're cross-watching to find your particular person, there are some new videos I just laid out. So with that being said, Taurus, I want to tell you I'm going to be doing a 16 card reading for the end of the year for 2026, coming into the new Capricorn season and everything. So we're going to take a look at, your personal energy. We're going to take a look at what challenges may be in your way, what you may be facing as a challenge, or what's crossing your path. We're going to take a look at things that are lying underneath the surface, okay? Things that may be hidden that we're not seeing, some emotions or things like that. And then we're going to move down into the recent past, okay? And then I will pull individual cards for, possibilities all the way in through outcome and direction. All right. So right now I want to talk about your very first two cards here, okay? And that is your personal energy and your crossing energy. Your personal energy seems to be the Three of Pentacles, okay? This talks about you as a collaborator. This talks about you as a particular person who is very easy to get along with, or at least you are idealistic. You have lots of ideas. You're creative and you love to share those ideas. If this energy resonates with you, stick around, okay? This will be an extended reading, so we're going to try to get to the nuts and bolts of what's taking place. Your crossing challenge was the King of Swords. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. My camera's not doing it so well. However, the King of Swords came out in the reverse position. So your crossing challenge seems to be that while you are a type of person who has all these brilliant ideas, getting that communicated doesn't always seem to fly right. Okay. Perhaps this is something that maybe you're going to be working on. Okay. This could be something that, as the crossing challenge for you, this could be a situation where it could be as simple as, I need better equipment to record with. All right. Or this could be a challenge where the people that you are speaking to, remember that your present energy is collaboration with those like-minded people. And so trying to get your idea across may be your challenge, okay? This could talk about relationships. This could talk about uh, everything from family to boss. This could be talking about a particular investment that you're making to try to get that idea across. Whatever it is, whether the king is in the upright or the reverse, there is a major importance on it that this message be received. Okay. So your crossing challenge with the King of Swords could be very well talking about that. All right. So now we're going to talk about the foundations of things that may be lying underneath. And your first card I pulled was the Five of Wands. Okay. So what's lying underneath in Taurus's energy is commotion, ego, control. Who's in charge? Makes sense with your energy being the Three of Pentacles, right? Keep in mind, I will always continue to reflect back to your first two cards in this reading. Your first card being your present energy, your second card being your challenge. So in your present energy, you had the Three of Pentacles, and now this Five of Wands is the foundation underneath what's underneath the surface for Taurus. So this really speaks to me about emotional control, emotional stability. It also talks about conflict. It talks about when you're exchanging those ideas, it's the reciprocated message that comes back to you. Okay. The wands are an emotional card. Okay. The wands themselves are just emotional energies. Okay. Now, what it tells me is that there's lots of ego clashes. My idea is better than your idea. You could be a person in a very professional organization and fighting for your right to be there, fighting for your ideas. This could also talk about collaboration at work. This could also talk about a collaboration with, like I said, a personal relationship of some kind. Okay. The next card to come out was the Queen of Pentacles. She was in the reversed position. Okay. So the Queen of Pentacles, normally in the upright position, excuse me, is a a person who is steadfast, in control, very patient, very kind, very gentle. And when this card, Queen of Pentacles, comes out in the reverse, it could very well talk about your particular energy that got tilted, okay? That maybe you started to recognize that you were getting a little sharp. And maybe you recognized that you made some investments in some people and it kind of fell through. These ego clashes that we saw on the very first card speaks of those kinds of things. Now, I'm not putting you down in any way. Sometimes we can get tilted and our energies get all jacked up. And then we start to kind of lash out, okay, against stability and against wealth, health, those types of energy. And so when she's reversed, I'm kind of sensing that maybe something lying underneath you is almost at the point where it's like, okay, I recognize that this situation is taking place, and so I'm going to need to, change something, okay? I said that because right after that, the most highest of the King of Cups emotional card comes out. King of Cups. Now, this could have been based around a relationship that you had with somebody at work. This could be based around a relationship you're in or was, a part of. But when it comes out right after that Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position, I kind of feel like maybe it may have been talking about that. You recognize the need for the emotional support, the emotional. In other words, people could have been taking your ideas verbatim and not really seeing the passion that you put into your ideas, the passion that you always try to convey, which told me why the Queen of Pentacles was there, is because that kind of it kind of distorts what vision you had of something to take place. Okay. And that kind of left you in the 10 of Wands. Okay. Feeling a little overburdened, feeling a little unseen, a little guarded. Walls came up, and so, like I said, that was kind of like that underlying energy that kind of may have followed you along through 2025, so to speak. Okay. So what we're going to talk about now is in the recent past, okay? All right, your first card to come out was the Ace of Wands, okay? This is Eureka moment. The Ace of Wands is also a sexual passion. It's a drive, an energy, that fire, but I feel like in this position, it really is talking about that. Like I said earlier, you're very passionate about what you do. With the Three of Pentacles, again, being your present energy, you're very, very passionate about what you do, and your ideas are coming to you left and right. And 2025 didn't really seem to let you, have those ideas come out, okay? So that was in the recent past. Also, the Knight of Pentacles came out, okay? And the Knight of Pentacles was in the reversed position again. So now, what that says to me is that the Knight of Pentacles is a person who is very meticulous, a person who makes a plan and sticks to it, okay? And so when envisioning these types of ideas that you've had and they didn't quite work out the way you wanted, it rocked your world. It shook you because you like to follow through. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who follows through. And this definitely kind of shakes you up, you know what I mean? So now, the card that follows speaks a lot. It speaks volumes, okay? The Death card shows up, okay, right after the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And what this kind of tells me is that you're a person who shows back up, all right? You're a person that can transmute all of those ideas, okay? Regardless of what it is, you're quick to transmute things. You are a person, you're very stubborn, all right? Taurus is a very stubborn energy. And you refuse to fail. You refuse to quit. You refuse to give up. So the Death is the neutrality in that. It's saying that, okay, you're letting that old idea go, and it makes sense. Why? Because the next card to follow was the Hanged Man, okay? The Hanged Man showed up, and that was in the recent past, that you pulled all that energy back in 2025. And this could have happened throughout the season, throughout the year, that these ideas that you had, or this, these eureka moments that you tried to share your ideas and it fell through. It seemed like it fell through, right? So you pulled back and you got into your head, your crown chakra here that's lit up down below. It's a purposeful hang. Okay. Nobody hung that person up there. They did it to themselves. They wanted to draw their energy back to recalculate. The Knight of Pentacles showed up, so you're very calibrated in what you do. This could apply also to relationships as well in that situation. Pulling back all of those energies once again to reevaluate the investment there with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So the next set we're going to be looking at, okay, is talking about the possibilities that are coming up for Taurus, okay? And the first card that showed up was the Seven of Wands, okay? Now, the Seven of Wands is exactly what you are. Remember, your very first energy was the Three of Pentacles. You're a collaborator, okay? Now, in your collaboration throughout your life, you have made investments in things and they have paid off. That is the ones that are sticking into the side of this cliff right here, okay? So you're very protective of that. The energy that says, through my manifesting ideas, I have always been able to accomplish things, okay? And I am the type of person, the warrior, who protects that I have created, okay? Your next energy that's showing up, okay, for the possibilities is the Knight of Swords, okay? The Knight of Swords is a very fast action energy, meaning that whatever it is that you do, sometimes you may do it pretty quickly. I wake up in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning with that notepad and I start jotting down the ideas, okay? It could also be that you feel rushed into trying to present those ideas. And the reason in 2025 they may not have panned out the way you wanted is because you knew it was a damn good idea. This could be talking about relationship, could be talking about work, whatever. However, because the Knight of Swords has the tendency to kind of rush in without maybe thinking things all the way through, sometimes you may have done it on the fly. You may have done it in a desperation type of mood, and that's the Knight of Swords energy. It's more desperate than it is. Yes, I do have some information to deliver, but it sometimes can be a little in the desperate type scenario, okay? The Six of Cups shows up in that energy, okay, of your possibilities. So there could be a new romance that may be coming your way. Something that reminds you of the past. Somebody from your past could be coming back. That nostalgic energy shows up whenever we are witnessing some things that remind us of something from the past, okay? Okay, so your very next set of cards is talking about your near future. The near future for Taurus looks like this. The Strength card, okay? With the Strength card, we could be talking about another fixed sign, Leo, okay? So there could be somebody in your timeline coming up that is a Leo sign. But what's good about this is that it shows there is a strength, a compassion, and a moving with gentleness now. Perhaps you learned your lesson in 2025. You started quick, ideas, pushing them in and out, lots of ideas. I feel like very guarded and protecting of these things, and it just didn't pan out. But now you realize that you have transmuted, you've alchemized that information, and you're turning it into a strength for you. Okay, you've learned a lot over 2025, and it means that you're going to really, really move with more compassion into the next set here, the next set. And that's all they are just sets. So also, it follows the Six of Pentacles, a more generous, a more balanced. Now, this could be, like I said, a relationship with your finances, that these ideas are starting to pan off, okay? The Five of Pentacles talks about instead of investing more interior, let's move exterior. So the graduation, so the graduation is to the Six of Pentacles being, I'm going to generously give into these ideas with more of a strength, with more of a compassion, with more fire, more energy. But I'm also going to be more patient because the Strength card reminds us to be patient, okay? The next card to come out was the World card. However, the World card was in the reversed position. It doesn't matter. The World card is the World card, whether it's in reversed or whether it's in the upright. You notice the ribbons that are tying both ends. They are just cycles. And it appears to be that you're in the ending of a cycle, which is a sign saying a brand new cycle is about to start. Okay. So that follows right along with the Six of Pentacles. Like I said, it's graduating. You're realizing the mistakes that maybe you made in 2025, and you are graduating into a brand new cycle, brand new Capricorn season, brand new end of the year, brand new promotion with work, brand new romance that could possibly be coming in your direction. Next card that followed for the, uh, you know, of the world, the cycles, is this Queen of Wands. Okay. So the Queen of Wands is an energy that also is compassionate, also fiery, but is a romancer. Okay. You could be a very beautiful person as well. Perhaps you're in a modeling business, or perhaps somewhere where there's photography taken for some reason. I'm getting that kind of vibe. Um, but she leads with her romanticized. Excuse me, I gotta get a drink. My throat started to get scratchy there for a second. So perhaps this is more about. It's more about trying to, and I'm going to say this from the throat chakra. I'm thinking this is how I need to say this through the Queen of Wands, that she is very passionate about what she does. Now, this could be talking about male or female, but for this particular situation, I'm going to refer to it as in the passive position. So, to be a little more gentle in the way that you express. Remember your challenge card. Now, we're going back. It's the expression, okay? So, this is your challenge. It's the way you express your ideas, okay? To be a little more passionate, a little more patient, a little more calm. So when you slow down that I am so eager, that Knight of Swords, when you slow that down, I feel like the change that you're looking for is definitely going to take place, okay? Okay, so right now we are going to take a look at your environment around you right now, Taurus. What is the environment around you right now? What does it look like, okay? Okay, all right. We had two cards come out. The first card to come out was the Ten of Swords, a sudden death. You have put an end. Like I said, you've recognized the cycles. You have made, and you are determined that your world card here, remember, the cycles, again, that you're no longer going to be doing the patterns that you did before. And that is the sudden death. I believe that is why the Ten of Swords is coming out. Okay. Your next card to come out is the Nine of Swords. The good thing about it is you went from the 10 and you're going backwards to the 9, which means you are showing that you are, not, you're slowly letting those things go, those things that didn't work out. The swords is communication, action, okay? So the things that you took action on in the past that did not work out are going to be slowing down, okay? And that's a good thing, because you always want to see it go the opposite direction, okay? So that's the environment around you. You're putting an end to things, and this may be a little bit frustrating and worrisome for you because you're trying to enter into the stage. Remember, with the Strength card, you're trying to enter into a place that may be a little foreign to you, where you're used to rushing and controlling and having control over the actions and the outcomes. You're going to let that go, and that may be making you feel a little bit restless in knowing that, and have the tendency to want to revert right back to 2025 and the cycles that took place, okay? So now we're going to look at your hopes, your fears, and your wishes and your worries for Taurus. The hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries, okay? Is it going to work out? The Magician. You are a manifester, okay? And yes, it will work out, okay? Everything works out. You have all of the elements right here, okay? You have all of them. The swords, the cups, the wands, right? You have it all. And so when the magician comes out to me, it says, that's what you're hopeful for. Is it going to take place? And so keep confident that you know as well as I do, every time you put your effort into something, it manifests. It comes to light. However, sometimes it doesn't always come to the light like we want. You've applied for this job, okay? You think you want that job so bad, okay? And you are hustling and bustling to get your resume filled out. Everything's good. You know you've got a time to go get it. And all of a sudden they call you and say, I can't do your interview today. And you're like, oh, okay. So they said, we'll give you a call back and let you know when we can reschedule. And so you're waiting, and you're still at that job you can't stand. Okay. You know that resume is perfect. You're ready to go, but they never call you back. You call back and they say the position's filled, and you feel as though you lost the biggest opportunity that there ever was. And then you go back to doing what you're doing, and you meet somebody at the damn gas station pumping gas who is driving a particular vehicle that has an advertisement on there that a while back you looked at that particular place to go be employed, and it just hits you, and you apply, and you're accepted immediately because your resume is spot on what they're looking for. Always keep in mind that is the cycles that take place, okay? Those are the things that take place, all right? Outcome and direction for Taurus. This card popped right off the top. Queen of Swords, okay? You're about to get some gentle information. You're about to get some information, some action that's coming towards you. And I feel like this is what you've been waiting for, okay? The Queen of Swords is precise, and she's a lot less gentle than the King, okay? And so you're about to be delivered some news, some action coming towards you. I'm going to go ahead and clarify with one more card. I want to know more. Is this relationship as well, or is this action towards work? I'm done. The Ace of Swords. It is decidedly so. The 8-ball has spoken. Okay? Everything is about to click right into place for you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, Taurus. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? The cards cannot say any further than this. And keep in mind, if you're looking for that love relationship, if you're looking for that vending machine answer, Steampunk Psyche is not the place to get it. Okay? What I will do is read you the energies of these cards so that we can really gather the most important, we can get the grains out of there that are the most effective. Okay. So, Taurus, I hope you like this. I hope you got something from it. I hope it helps to clarify, helps to move you forward into 2026. Congratulations on your new offerings. Okay. Much love. I'm JT, Steampunk Psyche. I hope I get to see you again. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.